Okay, so I just woke up and I'm a little bit tired, but let's just pull through this video, shall we? Okay. So I don't know why, but recently there has been a lot of like, oh, the last Bendy buses in Singapore clickbait on YouTube. So I had to like go around and constantly try to correct people, but then they're like, "Hey, it hasn't been officially released yet." So the thing is, I think what actually sparked the entire what do you call that, the entire influx of videos regarding the man A24 bendy buses is it was because CNA did an interview with a person that doesn't actually like bendy buses. He just wants his online fame, but that's another story. But you know that interview, right? And then they were like talking about the last bendy buses in Singapore. But the thing is, when I saw that video, I already knew it wasn't true because of all my intel saying that there would be electric bendy buses in Singapore. So basically, I already knew these videos were bullshit. It's not that the content is bullshit, but like the whole electric bendy bus procurement. Okay, no, it's more of like them being the last bendy buses ever in Singapore. That's technically bullshit. Like, I knew it. I had many intels, and even my friends' intels confirming it. It's just that when I told people, they thought I was bullshitting. So this Ang Mo Kio bus depot, I don't know if this one was actually, if like the blueprint was finalized during RW's reign or after RW's reign, which means after he got expelled from bus assets, and then they immediately placed orders for like the electric bendy bus demonstrators, right? Okay, but since this is more of like an SBS transit area that you're talking about, SBS isn't getting the bendy bus demonstrators during the first round of trials. They'll only be getting them the second round, which is like Seletar Depot. But I'll get into that. Sorry, my earpiece has just dropped. Okay, anyway, so based on my previous intels, Mandai Depot, they were tested on 969. That one's been confirmed for very long. And then I was also told by another person that during PM peak they would test it on 801. So that's MEN NLC 18E, obviously RHD and like right hand drive and four doors as well. The other bendy buses I'm not so sure, but I only know that the MEN NLC 18E has been confirmed. I mean, why? Because there are bus enthusiasts in LTA liaising with bus enthusiasts in Mandai Depot. Obviously, they're gonna rig the best ones for Mandai Depot, right? They're friends anyway, so yeah. And then SMRT 184302 for Galibatu, and then Woodlands. Okay, actually Woodlands is a later part. They would test Galibatu first with the Yutong U18. Then go ahead, BYD B18, as I've been saying. That's what I heard. They would test Pongo first before moving on to Parceris. I don't know what services they're gonna test them on. If I were to just recommend, maybe 382, maybe 68, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the previous intel. I'm only saying this for people who don't know. I mean, this whole thing isn't really like an electric bendy bus announcement or anything. It's more of like the announcement of a new bus depot and some things about the new bus depot that might intrigue you a little bit. I don't know. So yeah, I just need people to understand the difference to be able to distinct between. You get what I mean? The distinction between bendy bus procurement and the infrastructure to hold said bendy buses. But the infrastructure has to come first, right? That's my point. Because there is no point ordering like 150 bendy buses and not having anywhere to like park them, right? So again, the infrastructure has to come first, as always. So in case you guys don't know who RW is, he was a bitch. Like he was a massive dictator. Who basically made the employees of LTA bus assets back then, when he was still ruling that department, he literally made their lives hell. So it's like he pushed his like 3-door, 2-staircase nonsense. Basically, all the 3-door rigid bus nonsense, it's by him. And he reigned from around like 2015-ish to 2025, like a full 10-year reign. Like it's literally a dictatorial regime kind of thing. And at any moment, the LTA staff would suggest, hey, you need to procure electric bendy buses, and then they would get mocked and insulted by him. And there also used to be, sorry, no, what am I saying? No, LTA does collect statistics for like double-deck staircase double-deck staircase passenger accidents within a month and a year. And some of the employees have managed to like quote the exact figures and stuff like that. But when RW was in office, they were told to ignore those statistics because it didn't align with their vision, even though it is like a legit safety concern, especially when you have them on short routes, feeder services, school bus services, and stuff like that. People are gonna get injured if you force them to climb up and down the stairs for like journeys that are less than 10 stops. I'm just using that as a benchmark. So yeah, like even 962 should be run with bendies. Same for like 184, 859, 858. You get my point. I'm talking about like trunk services, not just feeder services. And even school bus services like 154, they could consider them. But the main point is that the reason why there was this like whole anti-bendy bus sentiment going on with LTA. By the way, the organization, I have to make it clear, doesn't hate bendy buses at all. It is specific people from the organization. Basically, I think Lui Tak Yu, he made like a very casual statement about how he preferred A95s over A24 after doing some like swept path bendy bus testing. Like when the bendy bus turns and then they want to do a study analysis on like the swept path, which it's slightly different from turning radius because swept path, SWEPT, it talks about like, will the bendy bus get affected by obstacles along the road shape, curvature, and stuff like that, that kind of thing. And RW, who was under Lui Tak Yu, he took LTY's statements completely out of context, and basically he just went on a power trip. Like when he promoted to like deputy director, he just went on a complete power trip and stuff like that. And because of that, for like around 10 years or even before that, there was this like whole anti-bendy bus sentiment going on within LTA. But this didn't really reflect like the organization's true values or views as a whole. I mean, because he's the deputy director, he literally dictates everything. It's like a top-down hierarchy. It's like it's a whole top-down organization, and as long as you're under him, even if you have the best ideas about like Singapore has to procure electric bendy bus, as long as you were under that man, you had no say. This guy would constantly block everybody's attempts at purchasing electric bendy buses. And by the way, his department had the highest turnover rate. I mean, I've told you all this, but in case I have some new viewers who might not know who RW is, I'm just telling you all. I'm just telling it all to you guys right now. So yes, this whole dictatorial regime happened for 10 years, and then now he got ousted to like the taxis and private hire department. So as soon as that happened, I was told they immediately ordered the electric bendy bus demonstrators. Obviously, it's gonna take some time. It's either 2026 or 2027, and these are just demonstrator units. They are not like production batch or anything. So that's why they didn't like tender out anything. It's just they straight up ordered from like the manufacturers themselves. Whether it'll be like Gemilang body or something along those lines, I have no idea, but they could technically ask Gemilang, hey, we want some MAN NLC 18E bendy buses. Could you build it for us? That kind of thing. But yeah, it's gonna take some time, so please be patient. But okay. Oh, I yapped for like 10 minutes already. I'm so sorry. And by the way, this thing is actually reported in the news, and LTG is pretty much just relaying the information that was published like officially. Because LTG, some people within like the team that manages this website, some of them do work in LT, but they have to embargo information until like you know, the news or something actually releases it, or an MP or some transport minister, whichever minister is working with MOT announces it officially, then they are actually able to release it. So before that, they would actually do these write-ups, and then they would hold it up till they actually get released. So basically, that's how LTG works. And if you're wondering how they're able to just keep churning out things like this again and again and again, they have it on hold until official announcement. Unlike me, I just say stuff to you guys. So basically, this future bus depot, you would realize that it's in the former, I mean, you know there was an Ang Mo Kio depot, right? From SBS Transit, like for many years. So they're demolishing it and then replacing it with a new future bus depot. I do want to say that Mandai is permanent. I don't know if Seletar Depot is going to move into Simpang or move into here. So there are two scenarios, and my intels haven't like confirmed that or anything. Okay, but before that, maybe I would say, Pasir Ris and Tampines, for go ahead, it's going to go into East Coast Integrated Depot (ECID), and Bedok North Depot. I don't know whether that site is like getting renovated or anything, and then it'll be like future bus depot. Maybe this would be the case for Bedok North Depot as well. And in the meantime, they would actually share spaces with ECID. It's just temporary, and then they'll move back. And then Sungai Serangoon Depot, which is near Tampines Road / KPE, that deforested area, unfortunately. That one I think is actually for Pongo, like GAS. Because if you're gonna did hit from Pongo all the way till, let's say, the feeder bus services, right? They are at Pongo, so it's not like they could. It's not that they're bi-directional. Their home terminal is at Pongo, so if you're gonna did hit all the way to like Tanah Merah, it'll be quite inefficient, right? So that's why they chose a closer location at Tampines Road / KPE. So yeah, basically that kind of concept. But what I'm about to say is I don't have like actual intel regarding this, but what was I trying to say? It is either Woodlands gets demolished and moves to Simpang, and Seletar Depot moves to Ang Mo Kio, that's scenario 1, or Woodlands stays put, as in Woodlands Bus Park, Woodlands Depot, both of them, and then Seletar shifts into Simpang. Then this future bus depot, I don't know what it'll be. Maybe it's to consolidate like Sengkang West Depot, Kim Chuan Depot, KCD, and stuff like that. Because there was like a huge reshuffle involving like BRBP, AMDP, HGDP, and stuff like that. They got shifted here, there, everywhere, right? So maybe this one is going to be like another reconsolidation of everything. Again, I don't have exact intel regarding this, so I'm just telling you the two possible scenarios. But anyway, Mandai is permanent, so it'll stay there forever. So I mean, up till like the 99-year lease is up. That's your country's rule, right? So, okay. Anyway, I'm going to read the article. A new multi-story bus depot will be built in the Ang Mo Kio area as reviewed in an LTA tender published on this date, 19 September 2025. So this is why I was unsure if this bus depot was Crayon during RW's reign before he got expelled in early 2025 or after he got expelled. So I don't know, because the date again, what I'm trying to say is I don't know whether this was Crayon, like the whole blueprint for this facility is Crayon during RW era or after RW era, because RW era was like the worst. And then this is like the contract number. Proposed multi-story bus depot at Ang Mo Kio. Construction of the depot will begin in actually next year and is expected to complete in 2030 at TBC and stuff like that. And here's the catch. Okay, is there's an overview. The facility will be constructed on this size. I don't understand how big 1 hectare is, in the Yio Chu Kang industrial area, which is correct, on the grounds of the former Ang Mo Kio depot, and 5 stories. It will accommodate more than 450 buses. Here is the catch. Comprising approximately 400 single and double deck buses. I mean, as long as they're 12 meters, they are able to use those slots. And there you have it. 50 bendy buses. Think of it. Whether this was Crayon during the RW era or after the RW era, if Singapore, even if you didn't have like internal information regarding this, if Singapore really wanted to give up on bendy buses completely, why are there 50 of them? Like, it's not just like 20 or 30 of them that are designed to like house the remaining Seletar depot bendy buses or stuff like that. I mean, they're leased anyway. The buses still belong to SMRT. It's just SBS is leasing it from SMRT. I forgot who pays for the leasing fee and stuff like that, but yeah. 50, man. It's 50. That's a lot more than I honestly expected. 50. The thing is, if you like think about it logically, it makes no sense if Singapore says, "Oh, we're gonna give up on bendy buses," and then they proceed to like carve out 50 lots. And the thing is, this is 20. Okay, again, even if you didn't have internal information, 2030. What is the deregistration date for MAN A24? 2015 plus 17 is 2032. If they get lifespan extensions, it used to be just 2, but now there's an option for 2 plus 1. Some of the Scania K230UPs, they have already received the 2 plus 1. It means that after the initial 2 years lifespan extension, as per usual, they have an option to extend 1 more year. So technically on paper, the MAN A24s could actually live up till 2035, which is like 2032. So it's like, does it make sense if they're gonna build 50 articulated bus lots just to house those 10 bendy buses that are in Seletar Depot right now? It's 10, right? It's 10 times 5 is 50. It makes no sense for them to, even if you didn't have internal information, it makes no sense for them to allocate 50 lots for bendy buses. If Singapore didn't want to continue with them. You get what I mean, right? And the thing is, even when you take into account like the A24's deregistration date, it's just a Seletar Depot only has 10 of them, and then now there's 50. So, I mean, you guys can connect the dots, right? I don't have to be here constantly yapping about stuff. I mean, the way I do my videos is that sometimes I'm quite subtle about things, but there are some things that when I say, you would be able to like read between the lines and catch on to what I say. And sometimes I just explicitly say them, right? But 50, man, like 50. And I even told you guys, SBS is not getting the electric bendy buses on the first round. It's only the second round. I know this probably doesn't have anything to do with this because it's like 2026 onwards. This bus depot will only be ready in 2030. So again, it doesn't really have anything to do with that. But the thing is, if my statements have remained consistent, I won't just change them all of a sudden. Is there really a need to like constantly doubt me? I mean, I'm not saying that like my information is 100% accurate or anything, but I need you guys to think logically and read between the lines. Why are there 50 in the first place? Like, why are there 50? You could argue that, oh, it's for the existing bendy buses, but why do you need 50? This is already a telltale sign. And obviously, the rest of the article is about how there would be high-power electric vehicle charging system designed to support the LTAs. Well, technically, this was fueled by RW. Actually, not really. The minister who fueled this is actually Grace Fu. And then, you know, Sun Shelling, right? I mean, her original name is Sun Shireen, but she changed it. I don't know for what reason, personal reasons or political reasons. She changed it to like Sun Shelling. I mean, she's just following orders only, but the one who spearheaded the whole bus electrification goals is actually Grace Fu. She was the minister who like did this in the first place. And then RW was just the puppet until he got expelled. So the new LTA bus assets team would be doing Grace Fu and Sun Xieling's orders. They would be carrying out their orders. But yeah, I mean, even the hierarchy is Grace Fu is the leader, and then Sun Xialing is the one under Grace Fu, and then the one under her is basically LTA bus assets. So yeah, exact number of chargers have not yet been specified. Okay, maintenance workshop, staff lounge, canteen, administrative offices, operational infrastructure such as automatic bus washing system. Okay, that's cool. Waste oil recycling system. That's also cool. Okay, environmentally sustainable. Rooftop greenery, solar panels, rainwater harvesting system. Okay, that's all cool as well. And then also, you know, Sengkang West Depot, they actually have dorms right now. So Ang Mo Kio Depot, they will actually have a 10-story dormitory, and then it houses this many people. But yeah. And then there's also recreational and commercial amenities and will be managed separately from the depot and its own. So it's not like a public place. It is still a private place, but it's going to be managed separately. So emphasizes on operational efficiency. I mean, I've just explained this already, so that kind of ties into this. So internal traffic circulation, bus charging requirements, and security as well. Upgrades to surrounding roads, carriageway widening, and the installation of traffic signals to facilitate vehicular access to and from the depot and dormitory. So yeah. And basically, what else is this? Okay, 15 Ang Mo Kio Street 63, which is exactly the same spot. Okay, so it opened 1978. Yeah. I just wasn't sure what the actual date was. I thought 1980s, but it's actually 1978. And then basically this is just describing like how the old Ang Mo Kio bus depot was. So this inspection center will also be closed and demolished to make way for it. Eastern sector of the site remains zoned for transport use, while the western section facing Street 62 has been rezoned for business use. Nah, this hinted at the depot's potential location at the time of this article's publication. Okay, yeah. So basically, they're explaining themselves to the public. So yeah, it was actually yesterday. The depot's location. I mean, yeah, this is talking about SMRT. That depot sucked. I'm sorry to say that, even though I love SMRT, because they were they were Trans Island Bus Services, and they were the ones who brought in the Bendy buses. So without them, yeah, things would have been very, very different. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, it was actually a Chinese newspaper. It wasn't even like the English newspaper, but thankfully land transport grew. They actually have people who understand Chinese because I don't. I only speak English and Japanese. I'm so sorry. So yeah, at least they were able to like translate that, and that's why they came up with this article. Okay, okay. So yeah, I know I've told you guys the two scenarios, but apparently they haven't like said it yet. Nearby Seletar Depot, that one's temporary and it's not zoned for transport use in the long term. So, okay, this basically confirms that Seletar Depot will be moving up. Because LTG, that they are not sure as well whether Seletar would actually move into Simpang or the new Ang Mo Kio bus depot. Like, we are not sure. Like, I don't even know if it's a good idea for Woodlands to move into Simpang. It just makes no sense to me. I would rather that be for like Seletar Depot and Ang Mo Kio be reserved for like, just take it as like a revival, because I think there would be an Ayer Rajah bus park revival that would replace Bukit Batok bus depot. Not at the original site, but like it's like ARBP 2.0. And then if you're curious about Ulu Pandan Depot, it'll be moving to Pasir Panjang Depot, so at Pasir Panjang Road. So yeah. Another possibility, yeah, so basically, even without reading this article, I've came up with the two scenarios, and LTG also did the same. They just phrased it differently from how I phrased them. So this is basically whatever I just said. And basically, if you guys understand Chinese, you could head over to this link, I guess. Okay, I don't want to read the comments because they're usually cancerous. So yeah, that's about it. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh my god, the Man 8024 articulated buses will be the last ever Bendy buses in Singapore. Whoever says that, I need you to rethink your life choices.